Listen carefully, because what God is revealing about 2026 will change how you see your waiting, your pain, and your future. There was a moment of silence before the vision came. Not the kind of silence that feels empty, but the kind that feels heavy with meaning. The kind where heaven pauses and the earth holds its breath. And in that stillness, God began to speak. He said, "My child, many are tired. Many are discouraged. Many believe I have forgotten them. But I tell you now, do not give up. The year 2026 is not an accident. It is not random. It is not delayed. It is a year marked by my hand. Many of my children have been walking through seasons where doors refused to open. You prayed, yet nothing moved. You tried again, yet the path stayed blocked. You watched others move ahead while you stayed behind, wondering if obedience was worth it. But God says, what you thought was denial was actually preparation. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And God says that proper time is approaching. There are blessings that cannot arrive early, because if they do, they would destroy you instead of build you. That is why God allowed the delay. That is why He allowed the waiting. That is why He asked you to be still. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still, and know that I am God." Not be anxious, not be afraid, not be restless, be still. God says, in your stillness, I was working. In your silence, I was arranging. In your tears, I was strengthening you. 2026 is a year where hidden faith will meet visible reward. Some of you almost gave up. You almost stopped praying. You almost stopped believing. You almost walked away from righteousness because it felt like wickedness was winning. But hear this clearly, God never ignores faithfulness. Hebrews 11:6 says, "Without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." God is a rewarder. He rewards tears that were never seen. He rewards prayers whispered in the dark. He rewards obedience when nobody claps. Some of you guarded your hearts with fear. You said, "I'll believe, but not too much. I'll try, but I won't hope fully. I'll obey, but I'll keep a backup plan." And God says, that is not how miracles are born. Faith without reservation is what moves heaven. When Peter stepped out of the boat, the water did not become solid before he moved. It became solid because he moved. Faith always begins before the miracle appears. Jesus said, "Come, not, watch the wind, not, measure the waves. Just, come." And Peter walked. Matthew 19:26 says, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." God says, in 2026, I will make possible what you stopped praying for because it took too long. Paths that were hard will open. Ways that were blocked will clear. Opportunities you didn't qualify for will find you. Not because you are perfect, but because you chose righteousness over shortcuts. Isaiah 40:31 says, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength." Waiting is not weakness. Waiting is strength in training. Many misunderstood the waiting season. You thought it was punishment, but it was protection. You thought it was rejection, but it was redirection. If God had released certain blessings earlier, your character would not have survived them. So God slowed you down. He hid you. He allowed you to be misunderstood. Because hidden seasons are where strength is built. James 1:2-4 says, "The testing of your faith produces perseverance." God says this year is not only about spiritual growth. It is also about restoration. Some of you love God deeply, but your heart has been heavy because of needs you cannot ignore. Bills, responsibilities, pressure. And God says, I am your provider. Philippians 4:19 says, "My God shall supply all your needs according to His riches in glory." This year, God will open doors you did not knock on. He will bring help from directions you did not expect. He will reward faithfulness done in secret. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever is faithful in little will be faithful in much." Much is coming. This is also a year of healing. Healing of the body, healing of the heart, healing of memories. Psalm 147:3 says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." God says, "I will heal you gently, deeply, completely." You will no longer react from pain. You will respond from peace. This is a year of restored identity. Isaiah 43:1 says, "I have called you by name, you are mine." You belong to God. God will quiet confusing voices. John 10:27 says, "My sheep hear my voice." You will hear God again. You will dream again. You will trust again. God says many listening feel like time is running out. You look at your age, your past mistakes, missed chances, and you wonder if it is too late. But God says, I am not controlled by time. I created it. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Joseph thought his dream died in a pit, then a prison. But delay was positioning. Job lost everything, yet God restored double. Hannah cried silently, yet God answered loudly. David was anointed but sent back to the field. Waiting did not cancel destiny, it prepared it. Psalm 27:14 says, Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Some of you are tired in your spirit. Your prayers feel weak, but Romans 8:26 says the Spirit helps us in our weakness. God says, weak prayers still reach me. Isaiah 42:3 says, a bruised reed he will not break. God says, I will not break you. I will restore you. For those struggling financially, God says, do not panic. Do not compromise. Stay faithful. Proverbs 10:22 says, the blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. For those battling sickness, God says, I am your healer. Jeremiah 30:17 says, I will restore you to health. For those who feel alone, Joshua 1:9 says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. You are not abandoned. As this year unfolds, God says, watch how I turn pressure into purpose. What tried to crush you will build you. What tried to break you will strengthen you. Just like Peter on the water, your faith may shake, but God's hand will not move away. When fear rises, Jesus is already reaching out. God says, I will not let you sink. Your story is not ending in struggle. It is ending in testimony. And one day, you will look back and say, God was faithful. Not because everything was easy, but because God was present. So hold on, stay faithful, stay righteous, because God says, what I am about to do will explain why you had to wait.